Welcome into my dog's favorite podcast, the Dynasty Dogs. Tonight, we have the long-awaited return. Guess who is back? Back again. Rich is back. Tell a friend. Rich, how are you?
Oh, fantastic! I'm off my my WrestleMania hiatus.
Well, you had your
Well,
vacation hiatus, your
and
work.
someone started work again, so schedules
True,
didn't meet up.
true.
So we're back, baby.
Finally. You want to talk about your WrestleMania time just briefly? I know, that's not really
Briefly,
what we talk
briefly.
about.
Well, being in Philadelphia, I went to Friday Night SmackDown and both nights, Saturday and Sunday. And if I sound a little bit different, that's because of that. Yes, a week later, screaming like a doofus for Cody Rhodes and John Cena. It was awesome. It was a good time. I loved every second of it, and I wish I could do it again.
Did it live up to your expectations both nights, or was it kind of?
First night was kind of slow. I think they should do like one big championship one night and one the other. But I mean, altogether, it was awesome.
Well, actually, we can bring a little bit of football into this. How did you react when you saw Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson?
That was awesome. I'm glad I wasn't waiting in line to take a leak. I first thought it was Travis that was with him. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Was your brother that did that, or was it Pat? Because I heard somebody did.
It was my brother. It was me and my brother sitting together.
Well, I know. I think Pat did the same thing. I think Pat missed it as well.
Oh no, missed it? No, I didn't say. I didn't miss it. I forgot what he missed. I don't think he missed Jason. Pat missed it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I thought originally before they took the mask off, it was Travis with him. I wasn't expecting Lane Johnson.
Yeah, Lane looked massive compared to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, we all kind of knew that already, but he just looked, much bigger than everybody else.
A mountain of a man. There's our guy. You could see him.
Oh, yeah. Let me pull up. So we are going back finally. It's been a little while since we've done the Dynasty Dog Duel. We are finally going back to that. That'll be the first thing we do. Yeah, round 3 finally. Then I'm going to ask you briefly of what you thought of the Stephon Diggs trade, and then we'll get into our breakdown of our 3 quarterbacks we're going to talk about here tonight. So let me pull up the Dynasty Dog Duel page here. It's been a while since I opened it, so I forgot where it was. Let me see. Okay, and then window. There we go. All right. And it is up on your screen here if you're watching this on the old tube.
Look at that beautiful team.
Yeah. So let's hope I get a better pack of cards this time than I did last time we did this.
Why don't you show everyone what kind of cards you got this time?
Yeah, so this is what I was about to do. You took my thunder away from me. We are opening a pack of Dunris Elites with Rich's boy, Trevor Lawrence, on the cover. Big Trevor Lawrence guy Rich is.
Absolutely.
Since you've been going for so long, and since you've been going, we'll let you go first.
Oh, no. You try to pull a fast one. You got the last pick, didn't you? Or I got the last pick,
first.
didn't I?
No, I went first last time because remember it was very lackluster. It was me very lackluster.
Yeah, you're right with Jaylen Waddle. Well, getting into this pack, it's only 4 cards, so this is going to be a tough one.
Yeah, watch you get all.
Oh man, it's not starting off good. Jalen Hyatt.
Okay, good. It's probably gonna get better.
Getting better. Cooper Kupp.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Michael Pittman.
Okay.
And Desmond Ritter. So
that one is not being picked.
No, you can throw that in the garbage. I
think it's down to 2 players only, and it's Desmond
gotta
Ritter
be.
And Jalen.
The other 2 can just get thrown in the garbage. Give me shit.
Give you shit? All right. Desmond Ritter. Here you go.
There you go.
Go ahead.
Damn it. Who would you take? I'm gonna.
I ain't telling you that.
I know who you would take.
I actually don't think you can go wrong with either one of them. It's just
no. Give me.
If this was just straight Dynasty, there's a clear answer. But for a year, who knows?
Give me Cooper Kupp.
Cup of coffee for you?
Yeah, I like Pittman, but Like you said, if it was Dynasty, I'd go with Pittman.
Yeah, I love Michael Pittman. Big Pittman guy over here. Ooh, we got an interesting one right off the bat. Got the old workhorse himself, Derrick Henry, now part of
There
the
you go.
Baltimore Ravens. That could be a good one. We got the quarterback of Koopa Cup of Coffee, Matthew Stafford.
There you go.
We got Tua Tagovailoa. This is a nice card.
It's a spell out, yeah.
What's that mean? You want to
I
explain
think
that to me?
they spell out his whole name. Like there's cards that have his whole name on it with a one letter. So he's probably got like 60 cards of just that.
Oh, so I got the letter O. I got to collect
Yeah.
them all.
Yeah.
And, ooh, this is nice. What is this? I already know who I'm taking. Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's
All
a
right.
nice card right there.
There you go. So you got your running back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be perfect even for Dynasty and or, what you call it?
I'm running
redraft.
backless.
So you went, yeah, you're going 0 running back
I know.
strategy right now.
Dude, what the hell?
We are going Jonathan Taylor for Mike. And we are going to add Cooper Kupp to Rich's team. There we go. Rich, you are now out of starting wide receivers for the time being.
I'm just going to stack my bench.
Yeah, with wide receivers.
Because Jamar Chase could be pulled.
True.
Man, that kind of handcuffed me, dude. I liked having 4 cards, though.
Yeah, it makes it, like, I feel like the deck should be better.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why Jonathan Taylor's a little askew there, but we fixed that. Take care of that.
And he's all lowercase and everything else is uppercase.
Yeah, what is happening here?
Jesus, dude, first time with Excel?
Yeah, I do not have Excel proficient in any of my
resumes.
Resumes, yeah. So that's definitely not something I'm good at. All right. So right now, a quick breakdown of the teams. It is Josh Allen, Jonathan Taylor, and Jalen Waddle. A nice team I have for me. Mm-hmm. And for Rich, we have Jalen Hurts, Justin Jefferson, and Koopa Cup of Coffee.
Are we putting money on this? I want to put like $20 on it.
I mean, we could.
Let's do $20.
You want to do $20? All right. Well, there you have it, folks. We are putting $20 on the line here, so Rich cannot back out of this because he has a tendency to be like, "I didn't fucking do that."
Psych.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that is the first time we've done the Dynasty Dog Duel in quite a bit, so I'm glad we finally got back to that. And again, hopefully we'll continue to be doing this. I really like this Jonathan Taylor card. It's very nice looking. It's got, I don't know why, but it has like the Elite Donruss emblem on the top in like red.
That's 2023. It's just a different way they did it.
Oh, okay.
And if you look on your spellbound card, the color, the letter you got is slightly different colored. Yeah. Well, look at the top where you see his name.
It says it. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a Travis Kelce here.
That's a cool thing. I mean, yeah, these Donruss cards are nice. This is the first time we've had a chance.
It's cool
to
when you
can
actually find a pack of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good old Walmart finally came in handy because
Walmart is so good. Like everything else sucks about Walmart. Like I don't ever want to find myself in there ever, but their card selection's so banging.
Yeah, they have an abundance of pretty much everything if you get there at the right time.
Yeah, Target on the other hand is like you blink and it's gone.
Like the Pokemon cards, if we have any fellow Pokemon card fans here, are plentiful at the Walmart. There's that other card thing that's been getting really hot recently. I forget what it's called. That I've seen a lot of people waiting to get them. I forget what it's called right now.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
No, Yu-Gi-Oh? Yu-Gi-Oh. Did you just combine Yu-Gi-Oh? Speaking of that, I didn't hit the damn thing.
I wasn't going to say it.
All right. Well, we're not.
You little rascal.
Yeah. You didn't remind me. We haven't done this in a while. All right.
Sorry.
Screw it. So let's move on to the next topic here. We talked about it last week. We had Andy Blake from the Dynasty DNA crew on. Special thanks to him for jumping on with me. We talked about the Stephon Diggs trade pretty much at length, but I want to get your take on Stephon Diggs being traded there, and then I'll ask you some follow-up questions. What do you think it does for the Houston Texans and so on?
I think, well, to begin with that, I guess this is what it does for the Houston Texans. I think it's more about, because I think we know what it does for the Texans. I think it's more about what it does to the Bills. Like, the Bills are like, what the fuck are you doing? Why on earth would you do that? I don't have any clue of what the hell what's going on. I mean, we can all speculate, of course. Oh, the locker room this, locker room that. But oh my god, dude, you got
So,
like, what are you gonna? Who are you gonna trot out there?
so I definitely think at this point their first round pick is going to be a wide receiver. There may even be some. I've heard like one rumor. I don't know. Again, we're at smokescreen season where they might try to move up to grab one of the top 3, 4 guys in the draft, which would be outstanding. But I think the Bills saw their window closing a little bit and wanted to create some cap space. Stephon Diggs has never really been the most team friendly guy, just based on some of the things you see and hear from him, which, again, uber talented. That's not something that necessarily bothers me, but it bothers an organization that you're paying, that's
Mm-hmm.
paying you. So I don't know. I think the Bills just kind of had enough. And did you see the Deshaun Jackson interview about this with Kay Adams?
No.
So he alluded to the fact that Diggs wanted out because he didn't think that they could beat the Chiefs, which that's a shame.
Yeah, that's kind of shitty to say, but I mean, and the thing is, I think they could beat the Chiefs,
Yeah.
but like they kind of beat themselves when they play. They don't beat the other team. They beat themselves, or the other
Yeah.
team doesn't beat them. They just
Josh Allen tends to turn the ball over.
yeah,
The defense kind of like out of nowhere becomes really old in the playoffs.
yeah,
Like I think they just become bad in the playoffs. It's really
right.
weird what happens to them. So, first question or second question, I guess. What do you think this does to CJ Stroud's dynasty value?
Well, I think it increases it to like impossible proportions right now. I mean, he's just got and I think I've said it before that he just needs like one solid weapon, like a veteran guy, because they have nice pieces. Tank Dell's nice.
Nico Collins.
Collins is nice, but like you have a star, like a bona fide star that he's going to go to, and I think it the sky's the limit for him. I think it increase like he's going to improve on last year's season.
Yeah, so we did our dynasty QB rankings a few episodes ago. I forget how long ago that was now.
Mm-hmm.
I had CJ Stroud at 3, and I believe you had him at 4 or 5. Does he move up
Something
for
like
you at all?
So funny, I guess, because I think Jalen Hurts, what did I have? Hurts 1 and Allen
Yeah, you had
2,
Hurts 1. Yeah.
something like that. So yeah, he does move up because I think Allen moves down. I think,
Okay.
dude, I think that is really bad look for Buffalo, dude. I think it's really bad.
It could.
I mean, none of the
could.
wide receivers, I get the money wise, but none of those wide receivers, I think, can sniff Stephon Diggs.
No, not right now.
No.
Or you mean in the draft, or who they
The
have
draft,
currently?
like you're not gonna.
Oh,
So
I think there's several.
you think so? They're not. I
Yeah,
mean, they're not gonna get. They're not gonna get Rome Odunze or Marvin Harrison.
Or Malik Neighbors. There's
Malik
rumors
Neighbors,
that
they're
they
not gonna
might
get.
try to move up to get one of those guys.
If they get them, then yeah, maybe. But like Stephon Diggs, you already know. Like I don't get. I hate the. It's a lot like in baseball, right? When they make trades, it's like, oh, I'm afraid to trade my prospect for. For instance, we went through Roy Halladay trade coming here. Nobody wanted to trade Kyle Draback was his name.
Yeah, I
They didn't want
remember
to trade
that.
Kyle Draback because they were like, well, he's the next big thing. Ask anyone who remembers that name besides like me.
Nobody.
Like everyone's like, yeah, like I'm so afraid. I don't want. I'm like, you're trading for a Hall of Fame pitcher. This is the same here. You're
Wasn't there
trading for
another
a guy.
one? Wasn't there another one they were afraid to get rid of with
Yeah, it was
Cliff Lee too?
Yeah, I forget his name. Shit, was he the catcher? Dearnod. Tuffy Goose. No, was it Tuffy Goosewitch or something? Remember that dude?
Tell me you made that up.
I swear to God, dude. His name was Tuffy. I'm like, dude, I gotta trade this. I gotta trade this guy just off his name.
Yeah.
But they're like, I'm so afraid of what we could have, dude. Come on,
go with the sure thing.
You know what I say about ifs, dude.
Yeah,
and you know what? You know what you have, and you have a sure thing in Stephon Diggs. You're hurting yourself and taking away.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I really think they were just tired of dealing with Stephon Diggs being like visibly frustrated on the sidelines, arguing with Josh Allen on the sidelines, the tweets. Well, there's been several tweets and stuff like that.
I think that's the only thing that would piss me off is tweets. Like, which is the
Oh
day
yeah,
and age that we
arguing with
live
your
in.
quarterback on the sideline, that's just bound to happen. Like
Yeah, yeah.
your dad CYO basketball, you got into an argument with the coach, and then your dad had to throw some hands involved about it. So,
Like, dude,
oh.
God bless him, because like, I sucked at basketball. Like, I was not good. He's like, dude, like, sticking up for me. I couldn't hit the friggin' the rim if he gave me a beach ball. And it's like, I was in like the 6th grade.
Yeah, it was the 6th grade.
I was so ass. I was
Good
so
times.
ass.
Good times. But yeah, I think there are several wide receivers in this class, at least the top 3, that could potentially be Stephon Diggs' level.
If you give like the top 3 guys, but like outside of that, I don't know. I wouldn't risk it.
No, I mean, if they can get a Dunze or Neighbors, I think those two are a little bit. I mean, even Marv at this point, because I think some teams are so QB hungry, and stuff like that. I think if that happens, that would be
If they come,
amazing.
yeah. I don't know.
But
I don't know about a Dunze. I'm just like, I don't like any Pac-12 teams, and I'm just like so scarred from them.
he's
It's
different,
like,
though. He's different than the normal
man, I've
Pac-12.
heard that before. I've heard that.
We're gonna go off topic with this, but if you go look at his contested catch rate of 75%, that is absolutely unheard of, especially for a Pac-12 guy, being that physical, being that jump ball receiver.
Right, but at the end of the day, you're playing against guys who are not going to be in the NFL. Like, as opposed to like Neighbors, who's like playing against Kool-Aid and like guys that are like elite.
There's a couple corners from Oregon that are coming out.
Are there?
Yeah, there's one. I think he's a 2nd-round pick. Jackson, I believe his name is. I can't remember it off the top of my head. And I think can't remember exactly who else. But Rome Odunze, trust me, is going to be very, very good. Very good.
I don't know, man.
I'm
skeptic.
But last 2 questions on this. It's kind of a 2-part question. Whose value do you think it hurts more, Tank Dell or Nico Collins?
Nico Collins.
Really?
I think because Nico's going to be the outside guy in Tanks, and I would think it'd be a slot.
Yeah, you would think so. You would think so. But my fear is... Go ahead.
There could always be... It could be the adverse, You're going to double team Stephon Diggs. Collins could be wide open. You know what I mean? I
think my fear is that Diggs and Tank are both extremely good route runners, that it's kind of like the 2 guys that really know how to get open are going to, counteract each other almost.
Right.
And Nico's going to be the over-the-top guy, and I think he's the one that's going to benefit the most. If I were to guess. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I mean, we're all kind of guessing at this point. Like, this could also just fall completely flat on its face for all 3 players. Like, this could be Dream Team 2.0.
I don't know, dude. I think, dude, they're going to take off.
They're so damn good. Like, no one thought, we've talked about this a million times, but nobody thought they were going to be as good as they were this year, and they just continue to get better.
Right.
They added Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, just on the offensive side of the ball, and that's...
they got Joe Mixon for, like, a bag of marbles. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
And I don't know how Buffalo didn't get this year's second for Stephon Diggs.
I don't know. I mean,
it was in 2025.
I guess they were taking what they could get.
True. Because I think they added like a 5th-round pick or 4th or 5th
something like that. I think so.
Yeah,
it was weird.
Yeah, it was very weird. All right, so let's get into our QBMania based on WrestleMania. We're going to talk about the 3 main quarterbacks from this class. When you were gone, Rich, I talked about Penix and McCarthy.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about the other 3, and then eventually we got to talk about Bo Nix as well.
A
couple other guys. But tonight we're going to go over Jayden Daniels, Drake Maye, and Caleb Williams. Rich and I have a difference in opinion in the top 3. We're going to go over that here in a second. Let me bring it up. The PowerPoint. I'm a big PowerPoint guy now since you've been gone,
Yeah,
Rich.
I see that.
It's been fun. Whoa.
Yeah.
All right, so we got QBMania. Got him in a ring here. Got a little battle royale situation going on. Can you see that, Rich? I want to make sure it's working. All right. So let's go over the first quarterback. Jayden Daniels, quarterback, LSU, senior, 6'3", 205. I have him currently listed as my QB3. Rich has him as his QB2. You can see that, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's get into a little bit about Daniels' stats and more. 2022, 266 attempts, or 266 completions, 388 attempts, 2,913 yards, 68% completion percentage, 7 TDs, 3 INTs, 186 rushing attempts for 885 yards, 11 TDs on the ground. 2023 is really where he took off. 236 completions, 327 attempts, 3,812 yards, 72.2 completion percentage, 40 TDs, 4 INTs, 135 rushing attempts, 1,134 yards, and 10 TDs.
Dude,
Well, that's insane.
40-4 is like insane numbers. Like I don't think
is.
I've ever seen that in my life.
I don't
40-4.
I don't think I have either. I really don't think I have either. Let me pull up something here real quick. The actual tweet I had. Okay. So PFF stats for him: 8.4% big time throw rate, which is pretty high. 1.6 turnover worthy throws. You could tell by the interceptions. Not really a guy who puts the ball in danger all that often, so that's extremely good.
That's a plus.
Yeah, 22 of his 40 TDs were 20 plus yards or more. So I looked a little further into that, right? So this was even more impressive to me because it completely is different from what JJ McCarthy did. So when on the show with that you weren't here for, where I did talk about JJ could not throw outside the numbers at all, especially deep. For me, Jayden Daniels, his throws outside the numbers of 20 plus yards or more, he completed 23 of 33 with 14 touchdowns. That's insane.
Yeah. That's it. Like
That
there's
is
not
insane.
like I can't get over like those numbers are like impeccable. He just needs to go to a good team. I really hope he goes to a good team that handles him.
What do you? So we'll get into the projections here in a second. But what do you think about a lot of these stats? It's pretty insane, to be honest.
I've never seen 40-4 in my life. I don't think I'm like hung up on that. I know, but like 3,800 yards, 135 attempts. It's just, God, he's going to be good.
Insane.
Get this guy a weapon, dude.
Yeah, and that's going to go into our next thing here: film review and more. The games I watched were the all 22 against Mississippi, Arkansas, and Alabama. At least those are the ones I did for this episode. I've watched 1 or 2 more than that, but I just usually go by 3 to make this PowerPoint not as long. Some pros for me: elite athleticism, tough as hell. Dude stands in the pocket strong, takes some crazy ass hits, which we'll talk about. Deep ball accuracy, like we mentioned, and throwing on the move is something I thought was extremely impressive. Rich, what do you have for some of his pros?
You know what, we talked about this earlier, and the hits that he takes, and I kind of, you said that scares you when he goes to the NFL, and I'm saying that Michael Vick was a lot like that, and eventually he kind of figured it out. I don't think he's going to take those same hits from grown men in the NFL. I don't.
Hope not.
I sure as hell hope not. And I know NFL coaches are going to be like, listen, dude, you need to chill the hell out. He throws a beautiful ball, dude. He can he can hum it down there. And I like when he's like on the move and throws it. It's like still like a dime, dude. It's a dime. He's mobile. I like that too. And when he gets hit, dude, he gets right back up. And that's not. And
except that one against Alabama, he did not.
Yeah,
but yeah, I get what you're saying.
But the one I seen, the dude was about to just suplex him, and he's just like smiling the whole time.
That was Jalen Carter, I believe.
Was it?
Yeah, I believe that was the last year. I think it was Jalen Carter. But some cons I have on him: slim frame, obviously at the 205-pound thing. He's a little slight. You could tell by. I even think he put on some weight for the combine because he does not look plus 200 to me. But again, we have no idea,
Right.
Doesn't slide, willing to take Looney Tune type hits. The reason I said that is because I've seen so many videos of the one hit that I sent you from Ole Miss where he's running down the sideline and the DB comes like screaming down and just lays a hit on him, and they show the Sonic the Hedgehog coins flying out of Jayden Daniels. Yeah. So that is something he's got to step out of bounds there. You can't take those hits.
Yeah, these are all things that these are learnable, teachable moments for him. Yeah, not, I mean, we know very well with Jordan Davis, it's easy to gain weight. So just
Sure.
he'll just pack on some pounds and put him at maybe what 225. That'd be a nice
I don't think
size.
he gets that high. I don't think that'll work for his frame, to be honest with you.
Come on,
I could
man.
see him getting
How
up to
big's my boy, dude? How big? How big was my boy?
which one?
You not looking?
Oh, Bryce Young?
No, 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 no. What do you think is a
Because
Bryce Young
that was your
bobblehead,
boy.
dude?
What's that?
Are you not looking at the screen?
No, I got the PowerPoint up because I don't want
You
to
have
screw
to
it up
open the
last time.
screen.
It's going to screw it up, isn't it? We're going to have the same issue we did last time. Oh, Cam Newton. Yeah.
The bobblehead that fell, and I meticulously glued it back together seamlessly.
Oh, so we're back on the right screen, correct?
No, what is this? This is your porn. Close
No,
your.
no, is it back on the right
Yes,
screen?
yes, dude. Yes.
I will say though, his middle of the field throws are not as crisp as his outside throws, which I think that is something, like you mentioned, can be worked on.
Yeah.
It's a little surprising though, because obviously on the outside you have less room for error, obviously, right? But in the middle of the field you have so much more room, and he seems to kind of like struggle with that. The actual other con that I forgot to put on here, that I'm mad at I didn't. He has two pretty much lock first round wide receiver talents on his team right now.
Yeah.
Now, could that? I mean, Malik Neighbors was extremely productive in 2022, so he had him there. Brian Thomas didn't do much, but in 2023, obviously both of them were plus 1,000-yard receivers. Do you think that affects him at all?
What, going into the NFL and working with what he's got, or?
Yeah, kind of. Like if, say, for instance, he goes to New England.
Oof.
I'm a little bit more nervous if he goes there. I mean, honestly, if any of these three quarterbacks go to New England, I'm a little bit more.
I had to Google who their wide receivers are, but
Demario Douglas, and that's about it.
Chip Douglas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably had the best situation out of the three quarterbacks we're going to talk about today, by far. By far.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I think he's pretty much a lock for a top NFL 5 pick at this point anyway. Obviously, the things could change. He is a little bit older of a prospect. Does that kind of sway things a little bit? He will be 24, I think, in a few months. But I don't think the NFL really worries about that, especially when it comes to quarterback. And I think Dynasty draft, rookie draft value is about the same. I think he's still going to go top 5, especially if he's taken in the top 5 picks in the NFL draft. What do you think?
No, I agree. Sorry, I'm distracted. So, Jimmy's another Uso just came out of the crowd. I think it's another brother. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh, yeah, they signed like 2 or 3
is that who it
Usos this
is?
past week. Yeah, I think
that's not
is.
Jacob.
I'm not watching. No, it's not. I don't know.
I don't know who it is. Sure. It's another one.
But what do you think?
Of how he's going to do?
No, how do you think he's a top 5?
Yeah. I mean, he's my second quarterback. I think he's going to be better than Williams.
Okay. I mean, that's bold. Very bold. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about that here in a second. Let's get into the next quarterback we have here. Drake Maye, quarterback, North Carolina Tar Heels, junior, 6'4", 223. He is my QB2. He is Rich's QB1.
Ooh.
You're going to probably have to do some explaining when we get a little bit further on this. So in 2022, 332 completions for out of 517 attempts, 4,321 yards. 4.321 is really screwing me up for some reason. 66.2% completion percentage, 38 TDs, 7 INTs. Again, that's extremely high. He really took a bit of a step back in 2023. 269 completions, 425 attempts, 3,608 yards, 63.3% completion percentage, 24 TDs, 9 INTs. PFF stats, big time throw rate of 7.7%. He is second in the class, or second in the NCAA in deep passing yards, 1,452 yards deep. That's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
Film review. The games I watched of him against Clemson, very good defense. Minnesota, a good defense, not much else. Not a really good offense at all.
No.
And then versus Miami. Let's go your pros first before I get into mine. Since I did.
All right, so Yeah, so I just watch a bunch of his highlights and a bunch of other, pretty much highlights of him, and I just think he throws a strongest, most effortless
Hmm.
deep ball I think I've seen in a long time. He
I could
can
agree
move.
with
He's
that.
not a stiff back there, and he's got a nice. He's 6'4". Did you say he's 6'4"?
6'4", 220.
Yeah, so he's
That
got like a
exactly.
prototypical big quarterback body. Um, I just like the way he finds these absolutely no name receivers he's working with, and you see in the yards that he threw up to who,
Yeah.
right? Like he's just throwing it to
So
these nobodies.
this year it was Tez Walker for 6 games because Tez had the transfer portal issue, and then the year before that was Josh Downs, and that's it.
Yeah. So I think that's really. I think he may turn out to be the best prospect in the draft. He's going to go to a team that probably, if he goes to Washington, like Washington's no slouch with what they have on offense.
I agree with that.
Um, Now, I mean, if he goes to New England, now that could be a whole different story. But
Hmm.
I think he goes to Washington, and then three, Daniels goes to New England to God bless him. But
God bless.
yeah, he's just yeah. I don't
Um,
know. I think if he goes to Washington, we're as Eagles fans going to have some issues. But if he
Especially in our
goes to New
secondary.
England,
Yeah.
yeah,
What cons do you have?
a lot of the same ones you have. He kind of looks like his body. His mechanics are kind of goofy. Like there are
Hmm.
things that need to be tuned up. Um, I didn't see as many accuracy issues, but like a little bit of them. But again, he's thrown to me and you out there. Now, if he's thrown to other guys, if he had Brian Thomas and neighbors like Daniels does, I think it'd be a different story. But I
Hmm.
still think these are things that wouldn't scare me away from him.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Some pros that I have: NFL frame, 100%. You know,
Hmm.
underrated athleticism. He is a good rusher. He knows when to leave the pocket. Arm strength. That's just visible from like the first two throws you'll see.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
Quick release, and I think he has the ability to make every throw in the field. Intermediate. He definitely needs to work on his short passing yards. I think he gets a little happy in that
Right. Because he could throw the
aspect.
ball like a mile and a half.
Yeah, he can throw a ball over those mountains.
Hmm.
Um, some cons for sure, which is also a pro, but he is not risk adverse at all. He is willing to put the ball in some danger, um, and that causes the interceptions that you've seen had gone up these
Yeah.
past 2 years.
Right.
So, and again, it could be partly because of the wide receiver, depth that they had, but he needs to chill out a little bit because you see my comp at the bottom there. That could
Oh yeah.
be that could
That's
be
your like
bad for
favorite. That's your favorite comp ever,
yeah. But again,
Carson
body
Wentz.
me- yeah. Well, I'll get into why at the end. Body mechanics causing accuracy issues. I notice it on the deep balls down the sideline, especially he had two throws. I think it was against Minnesota. I think it was about a 15 to 20 yard pass. I can't remember exactly, where it was back to back, almost the same exact throw, and he airmailed it. And I'm
Right.
like, dude, you got to make that throw. The wide receiver had at least a step on him, but he was throwing it out of bounds, so there was no
Right.
way the receiver could have made a play. So
Right.
he's got to like he's almost too gunslinger, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Like he puts a little too much on it, and I think like you mentioned, his mechanics are a little wonky.
Yeah. But
I
these are
do
things he
think
can
he.
work on.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I think if he goes to the right coaching, which I'm about to talk about here, he could be scary good.
Hmm.
NFL draft, top 5 pick, in my opinion. I have heard some rumblings. Minnesota moves up for him. Now, if that happens with Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson,
Whew.
watch out.
I, th-
Yeah.
I thought they were locked on to JJ McCarthy.
Dude, we are in fucking
But we haven't.
smokescreen season.
Yeah. We really
It,
have no
it's,
clue.
I literally see an account, like, I swear this one person owns the same 4 accounts and throws out like,
Just random
you know,
shit.
no, well, not even just random shit. Like, okay, the Commanders are in on Jayden Daniels. The Commanders are in on Drake Maye. The Commanders are in on X player. Just so one of those is right, and then he can look back
Right.
and say, "Oh, I said it."
Right. I mean, they're the second overall pick. They're going to be in on everyone.
Yeah, exactly. There should be nobody that they're out on. So I do think he ends up as a top 5 pick. Whether Minnesota moves up to get him or not remains to be seen. Or any of these teams. Like I think that there's going to be a team or two that move up that try to get one of these top consensus 4 or 5
Yeah,
quarterbacks.
yeah.
Because there are
There's gonna
some really hungry teams. I mean, we've got
Minnesota,
obviously.
I think, being the hungriest.
Oh, they have to be. They have to be. I could also see him in Denver with Sean Payton for some
Hmm.
reason. Doesn't he seem like him and Drew Brees are polar opposites as opposed to like stature and all stuff like
Hmm.
that? But like the gunslinger mentality of Drew
Yeah,
Brees, kind of like it could happen.
yeah.
My comp for him is a blend of Justin Herbert and Carson Wentz. Um, just hope to God he does not let that Carson Wentz out because that's sometimes what I see in that risk taker mentality. Like, dude, just let the play be over. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Yeah.
Let the play just end. Throw it out of bounds. Get out of
Hmm.
bounds. Don't
Play
risk it.
hero ball.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to talk about that with another guy who I would say is better at the hero ball than he is, but we'll get into him right now. Do you have a comp for Maye, or do you think that's pretty much accurate?
I didn't have a compo as you were talking about it. I'm like his like athletic ability to get in and out of the pocket and rush. I kind of see Will Levis a little bit.
Oh boy, you hate Will Levis too.
I know. Well, I don't hate him, but I don't. I just don't love him as much as you do.
Listen, they are giving Will Levis everything possible to work.
Yes,
So
yes,
whether
yes. Tony Pollard is everything possible.
no Calvin Ridley, DeAndre
Uh,
Hopkins.
yeah,
I mean, they're trying. Now they need to
yeah,
definitely. Now, if they don't fix that offensive line, there's going to be a lot
yeah.
of problems. But
Right.
on to the next guy, Caleb Williams, the gem of the draft, as many believe. Rich has a difference of opinion in this.
Not by me.
QB USC. He's a junior, 6'1", 214 pounds. QB1 for me, QB3 for Rich. Let's get into him a little bit. Actually, now I'm looking at this again. 333 completions of 500 attempts, 4,537 yards, 666 completion percentage, 42 TDs to 5 interceptions. We talked about that with Jayden Daniels being insane. That's insane because Jordan
Meh,
Addison was the George. Shut
meh.
up. Jordan
I see
Addison was
one
the
more interception.
shut up. They put 2 more touchdowns. That negates it.
Yeah.
But his best receiver at that point was Jordan Addison. So this year did not have that talent on the team.
Jerry
260
Rice or
no,
whatever his name is.
Brendan Rice. 266 completions, 388 attempts, 3,633 yards, 68.6 completion percentage, 30 TDs, 50 INTs. Again, very plus turnover or touchdown to turnover ratio in regards to interceptions. But Rich, what I forgot to mention in here is extremely alarming. He had 31 fumbles in 3 years.
That's your quarterback one. That's your quarterback one.
I mean, that can be cleaned up.
Dude's like Kevin from The Office when he's got a pot of chili. It's like, oh.
I've never seen it, but I know what you're talking about because I've seen the GIF of it a million times. Some PFF stats for him: 95.4 deep passing yard grade from PFF. That's legitimate. 6.2 big time throw rate, and he had a 77.5% completion percentage adjusted by PFF. And I don't know if you've noticed, all 3 of these guys. So I know we've talked about before the RAS score, the relative athletic score that is posted. It takes their explosion, their height and weight, their 40 times, their cone drill, stuff like that, all into considerations. None of these guys did any of those drills. Not a single one of them.
Right.
Which I've never seen, like the top 3, consensus quarterbacks, none of them participate in any combine drills. I mean, maybe I have and I just don't remember, but this is the first year I can remember where all 3 of them didn't do anything.
Maybe they take my approach, dude. Like I think the combine is just like a novelty at this point.
Yeah.
He may be my QB3, but he said it best. You have the film on me that of all the games that he's played in, that's the most realistic thing. You know what I mean? Some guy hitting you with a boxing glove on a stick isn't really gonna, equate. And I guess some things can, but at the end of the day, you're throwing no shoulder pads on, nothing on. You can throw
Or
the ball
running,
further
or
with it.
yeah. No,
Right.
you're right.
You know what I mean? So maybe that's what they take into account. That's just my thought on it.
No, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree, but I would have liked to have seen something from at least one of these guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
Games watched, all 22 versus Washington, Colorado, and California. Pros, improv. Like your favorite theater group, the improv group. Like that dude makes something out of nothing a lot. And it's impressive. It's damn near like I don't want to throw the Patrick Mahomes comp out there because like a lot of people are doing it, and I don't think that's fair
Ugh,
to put anybody.
no,
I don't think it's fair to put anybody in that light.
no.
But it is Mahomes-esque the way he improvs, right? And especially with the
Yeah.
athletic ability to turn something into nothing. Um, Arm talent for days, side arms, deep balls, anything he can do to get the ball to somebody, he's going to do it, and he's going to do it well. And he's got a really nice deep arm or deep ball. In my
Mhm.
opinion, his ball placement is fantastic. Um, uh, dude, I was super impressed watching him. The fumbles are a freaking concern, and I
Yeah.
forgot to put that in here. Some cons, like I said, the fumbles, a little too much hero ball at times. For instance,
Hmm.
we talked about it with Drake Maye. He's willing to put the ball in a little bit of danger, or on the ground, like in fumbles. And height, height at 6'1" is a little small, but I don't think that's super alarming. I think he's got the tools to be one of the next, big names. Maybe not in the Mahomes Allen esque, but like your Joe Burrows, your Strouds, your Herberts. I think he has that potential to be in that realm.
Okay.
I think that's a fair comparison than Patrick Mahomes. Putting him right there
Hmm.
already.
Right.
What do you think?
I think he does throw a nice deep ball. Although I was talking to you this earlier, dude. I was watching his pro day, and I'm like, I don't think he's throwing a spiral yet. And I guess that's
Well,
not a big a
again,
deal. It just looks like a duck that was shot in the ass. Um.
that's no pads or anything on.
Yeah.
Again, like you
Yeah.
mentioned, and
Right.
I think we talked about it as well. For some reason, I feel like he plays so much better out of structure, like when things
Hmm.
start to break down, than when he does when he has like a clean pot. And again, that could just be me,
It's gonna be great
but
at for the Bears.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
He's
true.
gonna be running an awful lot.
Yeah, so I think he's better when things break down and having to improv than he is with like a clean pocket or like
Right.
the pro day drills and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
continue.
I think his cons are more or less like I think his like psyche. I don't want. I hate bringing that stuff up, but like you've seen the stories of like, oh, his father's starting to talk about it, and once you get fathers talking about things, then I
Yeah, I
automatically
could
just
agree
think
with
of
that. That is
of
a little annoying.
LeVar
Yeah,
Ball, and
yeah.
so like that type of stuff is going to really really hurt him.
I'm glad you didn't say the other stupid shit like the painted nails and all that
No,
stuff. Like
no, no. I don't
no
give a
one gives
shit,
a
dude.
shit. I don't understand why people give so much about that. Like who fucking
Yeah,
cares?
yeah.
That
I don't.
bothers me to no end that people care about that. Oh, he paints his nails. He can't lead a football team. Shut the fuck up. Shut
Yeah,
up.
I don't. I mean, do I think that the locker room's going to look at him differently? Probably. I mean, they're going to look at that differently. You know what I mean? But I mean, it doesn't bother me any. Um, I just
I
think
don't think
that
it matter. I
his
don't think
like
that matters.
psyche is the problem and the issue. And I guess I think I more or less have an issue with the Bears rather than him. I don't know. Just I think I totally don't think they should have traded Fields. I think they're going to live to regret that. Whereas you knew Washington wanted to move up. Washington was willing to pay you a king's ransom for one pick, and you could have had Marvin Harrison, Justin Fields. You could have picked at 9. You could have picked that offensive lineman that could have really had the back of Justin Fields. But now they're like putting all their eggs in one basket with Williams. So I guess we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, yeah. They certainly are trying to give him everything possible with Keenan Allen and DJ Moore.
Hmm.
Obviously, I think they will address in the first round the offensive line. I don't think they're going to take a wide receiver in the first round at this point. Now that they've taken
Mm-mm.
Keenan Allen, I could be way
Right.
wrong. Maybe if one of them falls to that ninth pick, maybe they do it. But I think they have other holes that they need to fill, even on the defensive side,
Right.
um, that they could do with that second first round pick that they have.
Hmm.
The NFL draft, I think this is pretty much just like a lock at this point. He's the 101 to the Bears.
Wouldn't that
I
be
don't think
crazy if
anything.
they?
If it changes, yeah. Like I think Twitter would blow up if that happened. It
I
would be
think you would
hilarious
blow
though.
Twitter up personally.
Yeah, yeah, probably. Uh, Dynasty drafts, if he in Superflex, if he is the 101 to the Bears, I think he's essentially the lock 101. I know you are more on the Marvin Harrison side of things
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to the 101, even in Superflex. But
Yep.
with the way the Bears have turned things around or added, Keenan Allen, because I think the last time we talked about this, they didn't have Keenan Allen yet.
Mm-hmm.
Does that change a little bit for you?
Nope.
No, you're still Marv over.
Yeah, dude. I think he's generational, dude. I think he is going to be the next big wide receiver that we've seen. Since even made possibly bigger than Chase and Jefferson. I think this kid's no joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Just
so
you're gonna have that fucking dipshit Kyler Murray throwing to him, but
I mean, that's not a horrible thing. I mean, he worked out with DeAndre Hopkins for like a year and a half,
yeah.
so it's possible. Speaking of which, while you were gone, I started dabbling into grading wide receivers on their film. So I haven't gotten
Okay.
to Marv yet, but I've gotten to Rome and I've gotten
Mm-hmm.
to Neighbors. I have Rome at a 8.4 out of 10, and I have Neighbors at an 8.3, I
Where
think.
are you getting the points from?
So what
Where's
I
your
did was I took things like contested catch, speed, and just like gave them a 1 through 10 number and then averaged it out. I
Interesting.
took like a bunch of things. I'll send it to you. I forgot to mention that to you earlier, but
Mm-hmm.
kind of what I'm doing with it. I'm calling it the dog score. So I would like you to join me on this. Yeah.
Okay.
There's the Raz score. There's the nerd score. There's the score. You know, we
There's
gotta get involved here. We gotta score some things.
the dog score.
Yeah. But yeah, I haven't touched Marv yet. I mean, I've watched him, but I haven't scored him. So I'm probably going to do that this week. I'm interested to see
Probably
where
should
I
just
have
be
him.
10-10.
Yeah, probably he's going to be close to tens, I would imagine, in a lot of
Yeah.
things for me. When I watched him, I know we're going a little off topic, but when I watched him the first time around, I was like, damn, like, I don't really see anything wrong with him,
Mm-hmm.
like, play style
No, neither do
wise.
I.
The only thing that he's not very good at, which, like, there's going to be something, is yards after catch, right?
Yeah.
Like, fine. I don't care
Right.
about I mean, I care about it, but like if that's the one thing you're bad at,
Yeah.
I could
No, I
live with
agree.
that.
Yeah.
I could live with that. I've seen a lot of people put Neighbors over him lately, and I'm not there.
They got
I'm
to
not
stop sipping Grandpa's cough medicine, I think.
All right. Well, that'll do it for us. We finally get Rich back. Hopefully, we'll be back in the saddle again next week
Yes, sir.
together again. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully, you guys enjoy this. Send us your reactions to what we talked about. Do we think I'm wrong? Do we think Rich is wrong? Do we think we're both wrong? Is Bo Nix your top number one quarterback? Let us know. But again, you guys have a good weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Peace.